Welcome everyone. Welcome to Samurai Innovation. I'm Shane Fielder, the Innovative Samurai. Welcome to joining us on our Sulphur Mountain hike here in Banff, Alberta, Canada. Now I know when we hike a mountain it represents challenges that we all have to go through, and when you're looking at achieving something worthwhile, you need to ask yourself a few pertinent questions when you're doing that before you start the journey. You have to figure out what are your essential priorities. So as we cruise up the mountain today, I want to welcome you on the journey with us. We're going to stop at different intervals. We're going to show you my backyard, and I hope you really enjoy the tour. So we're at base camp here. This is the mountain area that we're going to be touring up. It's the smallest mountain in the Banff region. It's going to take us about 4,000 feet up, and we're going to see how we do today. So welcome aboard, and we hope you enjoy the journey with us. Okay, so here's a better view for you of the base camp of Sulphur Mountain. That's the gondola station, where a lot of people actually will be taking the gondola up, as you can see today. It's about a 10 to 15 minute gondola ride on the way up and down. We're going to hike it today. It's going to be a great challenge for both of us, and I have my hiking partner today. Let me introduce you to a member of the Samurai Innovation team. I'll introduce you to Samurai Claire. She is our beautiful companion. She's very excited today to be hiking the mountain with us. And here's Samurai Claire. And Claire is just 2 years old, and she's ready to go. So we're at the bottom of Sulphur Mountain, and we're going to start hiking up. The sign says 4 to 5 hours of time to hike up the mountain. That is something interesting. And what I find interesting about that is, in your life and in your business, you're going to have people who are telling you, well, it's going to take this, or you got to be aware of that, or have you considered this? Wisdom is good, but sometimes we let too much wisdom or too many naysayers stop us from what we want to do. So today, hiking Sulphur Mountain, it's a good way of me showing you my backyard, but also it's an analogy to show you that the sign says 4 to 5 hours. Okay, we're going to time ourselves. We're going to walk at a good brisk pace. We're going to have a good time. And when we get to the summit, we'll get back to you and we will tell you what our time is. So I welcome you along this journey, and thank you for showing up today. As Woody Allen says, 80% of success is showing up. Domo arigato. So we're just on the path. We're getting going. We're very excited. We're going to see our time. Here's the sign as we get here to the summit. So, what direction are you taking in your life? What direction do you take? What do you use as guidance? Here we go. Doesn't look like much right now, but in a little while, you'll be pretty excited. So, here we are. A little bit more of the trail going up the side of Sulphur Mountain. We have Samurai Claire. Yeah, there she is. And it's good. It's a gorgeous day. It's about 70 degrees Fahrenheit right now. It's beautiful. So we've reached kind of about a quarter way mark here. We've got the gondola zipping up and down in front of us. We're on the path. Just saw a great sign that says stay on the path. Don't take any shortcuts. It's great. I think for all of us, we need to sometimes remember that there's very defined paths in which we can take to get to point A to point B. In our businesses, there's different things that we can do to maximize and accelerate our results. In our personal lives, you know, there's a lot of different things that we can do to make things better and get better results. But you have to stay on the path. So we are actually now just about 3/4 of the way up, and we're approaching my favorite part of Sulphur Mountain. As you can see, the vista is quite spectacular. We're up in what some people might call rare air. And if you look down there, right in the center of the screen, the turquoise light green colored building, that's base camp that we came from. And the most beautiful part is the natural waterfall that descends down the mountain. And this is just a spectacular part of it. There's a couple people taking some classic waterfall shots. And as you can see, we have quite a way to still head up the mountain. So we just passed a sign that said, "Shortcutting causes trail erosion." And I think that that's a very interesting idea. How often in your life or business have you attempted a shortcut? And it's the old idea of something for nothing. A lot of things in life take time. Now, you can expedite the time that it takes to do something by getting quality instruction, help, consultation, wisdom, discussing it with other people. There's lots of ways that you can, speed up your results. But you just can't take a lot of shortcuts. And I think when I was training for my first degree black belt, there was really no shortcuts. We're sitting at about a 57-minute mark on the hill right now, on the mountain. The air is a little thinner. Certainly when you're at about, I think we're probably around close to 5,000–6,000 feet above sea level right now. So we're certainly going. It's, as you can see, the terrain is pretty rough. It's a pretty high slope. It's about a 48 to 60 degree slope. Certainly working on the calves. The old heart rate monitor is telling me I've, probably around 75% of my maximum heart rate. Crushing out a bunch of calories. Breathing in some really good clean air. And shooting this video for you. Another reason why I'm shooting this video today, in addition to welcoming you to our backyard, is I got some friends coming from Florida. And hopefully this video will persuade them to join us in Sulphur Mountain. So we're getting close to the top. We feel like stopping. But we know that most success is right on the other side of where you stop. And we got some gorgeous vistas. It's tough to see through the trees, but we're certainly taking a pause, and we're going to continue to the top. Okay, so we are 90% at the top of the summit. I'm going to turn around and turn the camera around here in a second and just show you a great view. We have the gondola coming up behind us. We've done a great job. We're at about an hour and 24 minutes from where we first started. It's been a great journey so far, and I hope you're enjoying some of the footage and some of the scenery of Sulphur Mountain in Banff in Western Canada. I hope you can join us here one day. It would be fantastic. The air is clean. It's great. It's a great day. It's beautiful out. So we're going to turn the camera here in a second and show you what we get to see. So there's Samurai Claire. She's just taking a rest. She's really tired. She's enjoying her journey as well. And here we have it. We're about 90% way, as we just said. Down there is base camp. You will see some of the gondolas heading down the mountain. As we get up here, here's the view. This is the vista that we are welcome to. And it is a gorgeous vista. We never take it for granted here in Western Canada, the beauty that we've been given. We try and be excellent stewards of this excellent resource that Mother Nature has granted to us. And again, it's one of those things that when you take time out of your busy schedule and you actually plan downtime, you get to take in days like today. and you get to create more clarity, more focus, what I call black belt mentality, discipline, and that leads to better and better results. Down at the bottom there is base camp where we first started, and we will see you soon at the top. It's taken us just about an hour and a half to get up this mountain manually, but in about 15 minutes you can take the gondola. And for a price tag of about $35 return trip, you'll get there. So, such is life in your business and in your life. There's no real shortcut. I couldn't, there's a ton of paths up and down the mountain, but if you look down here, I'm not so sure I would want to try and get off of the path and walk onto that. There's a good chance that you would get injured. There's a good chance that you'd certainly fall down the mountain. But what you could do is you could take the gondola, and there's always smart options available to you. There's always people around that can help you, whether it be somebody you outsource things to in your business, whether you've generally become more productive with better principles and strategies and tools and techniques at your waist. There's different ways to do that, but there's no shortcuts. Well, guess what? We've reached the summit. We have reached the summit. There is the top of the gondola rack, and we are at the top. Clearly what we call rare air, and it is fantastic, and we've made it. We've come about 4.5, 5 miles through switchbacks up and down the mountain, and we've arrived. So we've made it, and what you're looking at there, as we zoom in, that is the summit of Sulphur Mountain where the lighthouse is. And we're going to actually kind of finish our way and get up there, but we made it. So I want to show you the view on the back side, and this is the vista that we get to see. It's probably going to be a little tough to see in great detail today. We're very overexposed with the sun, but it's a phenomenal view, and we hope you get to come join us sometime and see our backyard. There's lots of tourists here, lots of people from all over the world, international, lots of nationalities here. Banff is a great place for that. That's the town of Banff down there. And the Banff Springs Golf Course. Just give you a little bit of footage. We have made it to the absolute top of the summit. This is the lighthouse slash weather station that was built here hundreds of years ago, and we've made it. So we're going to give you a few shots of the valley here in the next few minutes. Hope you enjoy it at the absolute top of Sulphur Mountain. Well, you made it, and so did we. We're in the final leg of our journey. We are in the gondola. It's an awesome feeling. It took us about an hour and 40 minutes to ascend the mountain, and that's an awesome time considering that the sign said 3 to 5 hours. So don't ever let a sign or somebody tell you what you can or cannot do. Always test it out yourself. Always find out what are your limitations, and just go for it. All you're going to get is you start with a clear mission and vision. You then identify your essential priorities and what's important for you to achieve. And then you start working on those essential priorities by tracking the indicators, tracking your metrics, tracking what's important and analyzing. Analyzing will give you feedback. Feedback will help you build habits. And when you build positive, strong habits, that leads to consistency. And the consistency that you have enables you to get results. And then you can measure those results and identify whether they're the best results or whether you can make improvements or course corrections. So we've been up on this mountain today in Sulphur Mountain. I hope you've enjoyed the vistas that we were able to share with you. The weather report said that it was supposed to be thunderstorms this afternoon. We were a little trepidatious. We packed for it. We prepared for the journey. I carried about 15 pounds worth of gear on my back up the mountain in case we had to stop and put on rain gear or mud gear or anything like that. We were prepared for it, but we didn't need it. We actually had to take off a few layers. So it's been a great day, and to me, whenever I hike this mountain, it's always a great representation of achieving something worthwhile in life. There's no shortcuts. As we came up and down the mountain, the signs clearly said, don't take the shortcut. Shortcuts cause erosion to the trails and can cause serious injury to hikers. Well, I think in life, shortcuts can do the same for us. Sometimes we're caught off guard by the diversions of life or the bright shiny objects that are out there. And sometimes it's very tempting for us to get off the path that we set for ourselves. But until you stay on the path and work it and get the results you want, or not, and then change your approach, you'll never know. So one of the other things that was interesting on the journey today was we got about 95% of the way to the top, and it was tough. The incline was tough. It was huge. It was really challenging. But we stopped, we paused, we got some perspective, and then we continued on. And guess what? The top of the summit was maybe 6 minutes past that. So whenever you feel like you might be tempted to give up or get off course or try something new, just take a pause. Get some counsel. Get some feedback from good advisors in your life. And then continue on and make a new plan. So I hope you've enjoyed our backyard with us today. It's been a fantastic experience to be able to share this with you. I'm Shane Fielder, the Innovative Samurai. I look forward to our next adventures together. Domo arigato.